Rahim. Welcome to Center of Education and News channel on YouTube. I am Mudassir Hussain and program name is Marafe Masnavi and today is episode 5 and the topic is Maulana Rumi's sickness and death. So let's start. In 672 AH, a strong earthquake shook Konya, and for 40 days thereafter the aftershocks were felt. Maulana used to say that the earth was hungry and wanted a morsel. A few days thereafter, Maulana became ill. Some very good physicians were called to treat him, but to no evil and without success. On Sunday, the 5th Jamad Sani 672, at the time of sunset, Maulana passed away. The janazah left the next morning. Everybody from the king to the poorest soul accompanied the funeral. People were so emotional that they even broke the coffin in which the body was being transported for the sake of attending blessing. The janazah reached the graveyard by the evening. Sheikh Sadruddin Rahmatullah, a murid of Sheikh Akbar Mayuddin Rahmatullah, together with his murids, also followed the janazah. He was appointed to lead the funeral prayer, but as he stood ready to do so, he uttered a cry and fell unconscious. Thereafter, Qari Sirajuddin Rahmatullah led the funeral prayers. In accordance with the will of Maulana Rumi Rahmatullah, Hazrat Hasmuddin Rahmatullah became the Khalifa after him. Maulana left two sons, Alauddin Muhammad and Sultan Wala. In 684 AH, Hazrat Hasmuddin Rahmatullah also passed away, and the next appointed Khalifa was Sultan Wala. Maulana's writings. Among Maulana's writing is a compilation of his sayings under the title Fihi Ma Fi. Then there is an anthology of 5,000 couplets, which many people mistakenly consider to be the work of Shams Tabrizi Rahmatullah. The third writing is the masnavi, through which Maulana is kept alive today. It seems proper at the stage to mention some of special features of this most famous work so as to have an insight into specialities of the masnavi. Towards the end of the Ghaznavi Empire, Hakim Sinai Rahmatullah alayh wrote a book, Hadika, which was the first book written on tasawwuf in a poetic form. After that, Hazrat Fariduddin Atar Rahmatullah alayh wrote many masnaviyas, among which the most famous one was Mantiqat Tayar. On day while Maulana Rumi Rahmatullah was in special state of scarcity, ecstasy, He eventually, he involuntarily uttered the first line from the masnavi. Hasmuddin Chalpi Rahmatullah heard it and insisted that Maulana should continue with it and complete the masnavi. The result was that 6 volumes were written. During the period of writing, there were many lapses of time, hence, we find quite a few couplets which were written wherein Hasmuddin Chapli Rahmatullah Chalpi Rahmatullah was the cause for it being written. In some volumes, Maulana has given a very good reason for the delay in writing, as for example, translation. For quite some time, this masnavi has been delayed. It takes time for blood to become milk. Until you are not blessed with another baby, the blood in the body of the mother will not transform into sweet milk. A masnavi was commenced in 662 AH. Writing style. When writing on academic and ethical matters, one way of writing is to discuss one specific masla, rulings of Sharia, separate from the others, and the same time to mention similar topics under one heading and division. Another manner is to write story, thereafter deduce from it various rulings of Shariat and provide explanation thereof, by which the topic under discussion settle in the mind and one does not lose interest thereof. This is the style which Maulana has adopted in writing the Masnavi. Maulana himself says, "Oh brother, this story is like a shell, and the meaning in it is like a seed in the shell." Of all the books written in Persian on tasawwuf and ethics, no other book discusses such delicate and intricately sensitive issues which are abundant in the Masnavi. Masnavi is not only a book on tasawwuf and ethics, it also deals with dogma and metaphysics. Whether it deals with ruling pertaining to tasawwuf or on matters of dogma, these are explained in such a manner by way of examples, smiles, and metaphors that no ground is left for rejection. The most complicated rulings are clarified and made simple and comprehensible. Not a single masla of the important points pertaining to tasawwuf and to ilmul kalam has been ignored. Masnavi has been composed in ramal, a poetical method that is hexagon curtailed, its singular scale and beat in fa'iltan, fa'ilun twice. Fa'ilan twice. In this Masnavi, there is a melodious nature in the words and letters used, uniqueness in the expression, and clarity in its measure. Apart from that, the spiritual blessing, the effect, and the ecstatic feelings experienced in reading it are quite overwhelming. Summary of the life of Maulana Roomi Rahmatullah Alayh. The author Muhammad Jalaluddin, known as Maulana Rumi, was born in Balkh in the year 604 AH. He was the son of Sheikh Bahauddin bin Hussein Balkhi Rahmatullah alayh. He was the grandchild of Muhammad Khwarizm Shah Rahmatullah alayh. At the age of 6, he departed from Balkh with his father, and at the age of 18, he got married at a place known as Larand. In the same year, he settled in Konya, and at the age of 25, he went to Syria for the purpose of furthering his education. In 642 AH, he became a murid of Shams Tabrizi Rahmatullah alayh in Konya. In 662 AH, he commenced the writing of the masnavi. On Sunday, the 5th Jamaat Thani, 672 AH, at the time of sunset, passes away. He was buried in Konya at the age of 68 years. He left behind two sons, Alauddin Muhammad and Sultan Wala. The Masnavi and inspired writing. An indication that the Masnavi Sharif is an inspired writing is given in the following verses, which is the last verses of the Masnavi. Translation: when the sun went down through the horizon of the heart, the Masnavi ended, and only Allah Ta'ala knows best about the truth of the matter. Maulana Roomi Rahmatullah alayh says that the channel through which the sensational hidden knowledge and had been coming, that the spiritual sun has now, through the infinite wisdom of Allah Ta'ala, disappeared below the horizon of the heart. In the other words, manifestation has changed to the state of the concealment as is experienced by the saintly ones who have recognized Allah Ta'ala. In fact, the state of the concealment has some additional advantages. When the sun of inspiration across the heart's outlet set below the horizon, this book came to an end, and Allah Ta'ala alone knows best what particular wisdom can be in particular aware at the given time. Since Allah Ta'ala alone knows the wisdom and He acts accordingly, obviously the wisdom lies in that which He did. Therefore, I will not pretend to speak any further, instead will terminate the Masnavi here. At this point, Hazrat Hakim al-Ummat Thanvi Rahmatullah alayh has written an important note that the friends of Allah Ta'ala should always talk as the occasion and the time demands. That is, when he is in the right mood, the audience is attentive, and the flow of the heavenly cognizes in nature with moderation, neither forcing himself nor being overpowered by emotions. With this state of mind, one should engage himself in benefiting the people. Then and there, Hazrat Thanvi Rahmatullah was inspired by the following verses: when your beloved master orders you to speak, then speak, and speak with fervor. And if he says no, then do not speak and observe total silence. Maulana Rumi Rahmatullah had foretold that after him shall come a light of soul who would complete this Masnavi, that is in its 6th unfinished part, which has been mentioned in the following verses. The commentary on this story remains unfinished, but the innermost has been closed, and nothing more in coming forth now. The remainder of this story is going to be said speechlessly unto the heart of someone who would possess soul sight. Accordingly, the main man of sighted soul became Hazrat Mufti Ilahi Baksh Rahmatullah by the grace of Allah Ta'ala. It was he who witnessed on his blessed soul the inspiration of the soul of Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi Rahmatullah and was subsequently able to complete the masnavi as Mufti Rahmatullah says. Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi Rahmatullah, through your illuminations, you have dominated my soul in such manner that I lost my very existence, as if you were a line of the Almighty Allah Ta'ala, who has annihilated my very being. Mufti Sahib is trying to say that in accordance with Maulana Rumi's foretelling of the completion of the sixth part of the Masnavi, Maulana Rumi's Rahmatullah holy soul is busy inspiring my soul with the divine guidance. Therefore, the pronouncements of my tongue would actually be the speech of Maulana Rumi Rahmatullah, like a poet has said. Translation: although the Holy Quran has come through the blessed lip of the Messenger, whosoever says it is not the word of Allah Ta'ala is a disbeliever. Mufti Ilahi Baksh was a man of the 12th century, where Maulana Rumi Rahmatullah lived in the 7th century of the Islamic calendar. Mufti Ilahi Baksh Rahmatullah has completed his Islamic studies Sharia under Shah Abdul Aziz Delvi Rahmatullah. Translation: congratulations, O my restless sigh. You are bringing the destination, union with Allah Ta'ala, closer and closer. So, this is the end of episode 5, and inshallah Ta'ala, we will again in front of you on your screen on episode number 6, and the topic is the meeting of Maulana Rumi and Hazrat Shams Tabrizi Rahmatullah alayhim. So, be relaxed, be safe, and be remembered in your prayers, all of us. Thank you. Wassalamu warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.